So dish tubs. This is a clean dish tub. I don't use it for anything else, but dish tubs are really great for doing this. They fit in the fridge pretty well. This turkey is about 12 inches long, about 8 inches high. They're about something like that. But anyways, it's been thawing out inside this tub, and this is also going to be what we're brining it in. So we're gonna grab this really quick. The thing about this turkey in particular, one thing that you're gonna wanna do with the brine, especially if you're worried about it not being able to completely cover, is I actually have the breast side down. So the breast is gonna be down, sitting inside the brine while we do this. We need to actually see if this is even thawed out enough. So there's a skin flap that they tuck the turkey up underneath. They tuck the legs under. This thing is obviously a solid block when you get it, so it takes sometimes upwards of 2 days to thaw out, but I'm gonna see if it's at least enough to pull these out of here. So because this is being a pain, we're gonna run this under a little bit of water, cold water only, just enough to break out all of this crap that's in here. It was actually so close it only needed like 10 seconds in water. There you go. Turkey leg was in here. This is gonna be part of our gravy. This is gonna get brined along with everything. And then the other part is in here. And this is some of the other good stuff. This is your like your heart, your lungs, your liver, all that kind of stuff. This is all getting brined together, and then these things and these things are going to end up as gravy. So we're actually going to do 3 gallons of hot liquid, and then the rest of it is going to be ice. We're going to fill this. We're going to fill this thing all the way up, and then we're going to use the ice to cool it down. So we're not starting the cooking process on the turkey because we want to practice food safety. I already added most of that. I didn't figure you wanted to watch me fill this up 5 times. Now the thing about this is for every 1 gallon of water, you want 1 cup of sugar and half the amount of salt. Since I'm doing a total of 3 gallons of brine, I'm gonna do 3 cups of brown sugar, 1.5 cup of salt. The other important thing to remember is that when I say salt, as a chef, I'm always talking about kosher salt. I'm gonna use a little bit less because she found this big ass bag of pink Himalayan sea salt, which is good. But normally we don't get it because it's super expensive, but it was at like, you know, one of those like Marshalls or Ross or something. It was like $6 for a huge ass thing of salt. So we picked this up. I'm going to be using this salt. I'm going to be using slightly less, like I said, but if you're using like a kosher salt, usually Diamond or Morton or something like that, it'll be about 1.5 cups. This doesn't have to be packed tight, just as long as it hits the 3 cup mark. You can always adjust the brine to however you want. Now it's gonna taste, the thing too is the sugar and the salt balance each other out. It's actually a little trick that a lot of chefs know, that if you over salt something, you can actually fix it to some degree by adding in sugar. Now, because the recipe probably won't necessarily call for sugar, you're gonna end up with a really big problem if you start just trying to use that as a crutch. So what you're better off doing is just seasoning it correctly the first time and tasting it. Like sometimes I'll add the salt and I'm a little tiny bit above 3, but that's still really loose. So I'm actually gonna be okay with that. So this is gonna go in here. Woo! Next we're gonna add in the salt. In we go. I actually have all of these dehydrated peppers. My father-in-law actually grows peppers, and he gave me a whole bunch of these, and I've been using them, but I have so many that I don't know what else to do with them. We're just gonna take our chilies and dump them in there. Then we're gonna take a big old spoon. We're just gonna stir this around. We're gonna let this come to a nice rolling boil. Can never go wrong with adding a little bit of MSG. Throw in some black peppercorns. And something I like to do is we're gonna just put in a tiny bit of vinegar, not a lot. You put too much in, it'll start tasting weird. Next, we'll throw in a little bit of sage. Well, I say a little bit, but this is gonna be several gallons, so it's actually gonna look like I'm adding in a ton of sage. I'll pop that off. So we're gonna go something more like that. Lastly, we're gonna add in a couple onions. These are some extra onions I just had laying around. And we're just gonna quarter those. Doesn't really matter what they look like. They're literally just going in brine. They'll loosen up as they sit in the water and boil. In we go. I'm gonna give this one more good stir, and we're gonna let this come to a boil. You guys will not have to wait. So I actually can't find the lid to my pan, so I have this extra one. We had an old microwave that we threw away, but I decided to keep the plate. That way, if the plate in this microwave gets dirty, I can just swap it out, and then we have an extra microwave plate. And I noticed it fit, so I was like, screw it. But I'm gonna use this to cover that. It's not perfect, but you know what? Whatever. Don't let perfect be the enemy of the good. The next step is we are going to use ice. If you don't have an ice bin like this, it's okay. It's literally like $2.50 to buy a bag of ice. This little goofy guy, you know what? Let me show you them really quick. So we've actually never used this guy. I named him Jeffrey. This is Jeff. But Jeff says hi. He's really cool to put in drinks and stuff, but like I said, he just kind of chills out in our freezer. We're gonna check the boiling status right now. I'm walking up on it. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. So the brine is done cooking. We got our ice bin here. We're literally just gonna take this whole thing. That's actually kind of heavy. Hold on a second. We're gonna take this whole thing of ice and get as much of this in here as we can. Even if you follow a recipe, you always want to taste your product. Let's give this a try. It's great. That tastes really good. Not nearly as spicy as I thought it was going to be. So we're golden. I'm going to hover this over this because this is going to spill out in kind of an awkward way at first. I want all of the stuff in the bottom to kind of be moving around while I pour this in here. You know, and just for funsies, what we're gonna do, we're gonna lift this up. And we're gonna take some of these peppers and we're just gonna shove them right on in there. Now see, this is why I actually said that you don't want to have this sitting breast up, because this isn't going to be completely covered by the brine. It is going to still soak a little bit of it in, but like even if I push down on this, it doesn't quite cover it all the way, but it's just something to keep in mind. This is going to be sitting in here for 24 hours before we go to smoke it. So just to make sure we're good before we start moving this, make sure you wash your hands before you touch any of this stuff. And then we're gonna wipe around here with hot soapy water. We're gonna wipe this counter space off and get as under here as good as we can. I know it may not have actually had turkey juice, but we just want to make sure that we're staying food safe. And now we are going to cover this and throw it in the fridge. One trick from anybody cooking at home, that we use big industrial ones in a kitchen, but most of the time you're stuck with these little guys for like cooking at home. But instead of pulling the plastic wrap out this way, turn the whole thing upside down and stretch it out. And then it's super easy to just grab this thing and cut it that way. It saves a lot of time instead of trying to pull up and then set it down or whatever. So again, just do this, stretch it out, and now this is gonna go in the fridge for about 24 hours. You can go longer than that. It's not gonna make a huge difference. It's up to you however you wanna do it, but I'm gonna throw this bad boy in the fridge. Just be super careful. These dish tubs aren't quite designed for this, so they might be a little flimsy, but we're just gonna scoot this on in. And it's just gonna sit here. Now the cool thing about turkey brine is as long as you follow the basic brine, water, sugar, salt, you can literally do anything you want. I did peppers, bay leaves, and peppercorns and stuff like that. But you can do Italian seasoning, you can do anything that you can think of. you can put in a brine. It's up to you. I want you to explore the options. If you use this brine kind of basic structure and you add anything else to it, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know how your turkey turned out on Christmas, but otherwise, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a great day.